Hi everyone, welcome to Diamond's Review. In this video, we're going to be going over how to read two specific metrics in a stock quote. The first one being EPS or earnings per share, and the second one being PE ratio or price to earnings ratio. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so just like in the first part of this video, how to read a stock quote, we'll be using the Netflix stock for this exercise. If we scroll over to the third column, we will see at the bottom is the EPS. And at the time that I'm making this video, which is June 22nd, 2024, the market is closed and the EPS currently is 14.42. So let's take a closer look at what an EPS actually is. EPS stands for earnings per share. And if we look at the math, EPS of a stock is found by taking the net income of the company, subtracting the preferred dividends from that company, and dividing by the total number of outstanding stocks. So if you kind of just want to think about it simply, it's taking the entire net income or the profit of that company and dividing it by the total number of stocks out there. So if you think about it, an EPS of 14.42 tells us that for every share of Netflix stock, the company basically has a profit of $14.42, or every share has a value of $14.42. Now you might be thinking, okay, I think I get the concept, but how do I know if an EPS is good or not? Like, is it just higher the better? And while that can be a simple way to kind of look at it, that doesn't always hold true, because again, EPS is going to take the net income and divide it by the total number of outstanding shares. And so if a company tends to have a pretty high net income and very low amount of shares, their EPS is obviously going to be much higher than a different company who might also have a significant net income but have way more outstanding shares. So let's just look at this quickly through a math example. Company Jelly Beans has a net income of $5 million, and we subtract their preferred dividends, which happen to be $1 million. So you're left over with $4 million, and the total number of outstanding shares is going to be 2 million. So you're going to take the $4 million divided by the 2 million, and you're going to get $2 per share, or the EPS is going to be $2 of earning per share. Okay. Now let's talk about the PE ratio, or the price to earnings ratio. We just learned about EPS and talked about it. We're actually going to be using the EPS as part of the PE ratio formula. You'll see that the PE ratio consists of taking the company's stock price and dividing it by the EPS, or the earnings per share. Okay, so if we stick with our Netflix example, we'll see that the stock price was $686.12 and the EPS was 14.42. So we're going to take $686.12 and we're going to divide it by 14.42. And you get 47.58, which is the PE ratio at the time of closing when I'm making this video. So that's basically how you get the PE ratio. And what it really tells you is, okay, so the stock price, in order to purchase a share of Netflix, it's going to cost you, the investor, $686.12. At this time, Netflix is making about $14.42 per share. So the PE ratio tells you how expensive it is to basically purchase that share. So with the PE ratio of 47.58, you're paying 47 times as much as profit they're making per share in order to get that very same Netflix share. Now you might be like, 47? That sounds ridiculous. I'm paying 47 times as much. To be honest, if you look at PE ratios, you always have to make sure you're comparing within specific industries. So Netflix is like an entertainment service. Something that you can look at probably to compare is Disney. And you'll see that Disney actually has a very, 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 very high PE ratio at this current time, especially compared to their EPS. So whenever you use PE ratios, how it's meant to be used is used to compare specific companies within a sector. Tech companies tend to have higher PE ratios. Companies that are like utilities probably will not have as high as PE ratio. Again, PE ratios might sound a little bit confusing, but we use something similar to PE ratios in everyday life. Let's just say you're really craving Italian food. Saturday night, you're gonna go out, or you're me and making a YouTube video on Saturday evening, but let's say you have a life. So you really want Italian food, you look up, hey, Italian places near me, a list of restaurants come up, right? There might be some restaurants that have $1 sign. There might be some restaurants that have the $2 sign. There might be some restaurants that have some $3 signs or even $4 signs. That's basically what a PE ratio is. It tells you how expensive something is, especially how expensive a stock is compared to other stocks in that same sector. How expensive it is doesn't necessarily tell you how well the company is doing or how well the food itself is. PE ratio is a tool in order to compare different companies of the same industry and compare their stock prices to each other. All right, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you feel like you've understood EPS and PE ratios a little more. If there's something you'd like to see, please leave me a comment down below. And as always, if you found it helpful, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.